Hey guys, we are live. Welcome back to my channel. It's Joanna from Goals and Activation. So, I want to share with you guys the 4 tricks to manifesting your king or queen. So, first of all, I want to say that manifesting, it's so blown up nowadays. It's all over the place. Everybody has their own way of preaching about it, whatever. That's not what this video is going to be about. I just literally want to simplify and tell you guys how easy it is with these 4 steps. So, I have been running around all day and I'm actually going to clear my energy as I'm chatting with you all. Let's start with the Palo Santo. If you don't know what Palo Santo is, it's a tree that grows in South America. I think it actually might grow in the Amazon. But Palo Santo, unfortunately, is on the verge of extinction, so I wouldn't suggest going out and buying it. But it does last a really long time if you can maybe find it through someone else who already bought it. And yeah, like I have a bag of like 5 of these sticks and I'm only on the second one, and the first one is still around here somewhere. I just don't know where at the moment. But anyway, so step 1 is going to be know what you want. So how can you find what you're looking for unless you know what you're looking for? Like, let's say you went to the grocery store and you're like, I'm here to get food. Like, it's kind of going to be very overwhelming. You're going to find some hit or misses. Maybe you'll buy some stuff that you don't enjoy. So you really have to go into this with a plan. And so the best way of doing that really is to get to know yourself deeper. And maybe take a look at your relationships and just start general and start getting more specific as time goes on, or as you get more in depth with your own soul, your own spirit. So for me, I wrote down this whole list and I actually have it. I actually wanted to share it with you guys because it's crazy. And if you know my partner, Adam, then you know how spot on this is for him. It's insane. I have like a few lists, but I was looking for the original one that was a little bit more specific and I couldn't find it. But this is what I had written. I said, I am exploring my relationships with people who strike my fancy. Interesting. I am confident that we are on the same page. I express myself freely with him, and our relationship fuels more relationships based on love in my life. Okay, I feel like there was a bit more somewhere here. Okay, yes. So I said, I know what I want in a man and I have found it. And of course, if you have read anything about manifestation, about universal laws or any of that, then you understand that you, by tricking yourself to already feel like you have it, that's like the trick essentially, because you're getting up to that frequency, you believe in it, and then it comes through. So I said, I know myself and I know that being with someone who is disciplined and full of big dreams and is dying to make it happen. What? But does it without anxiety and overthinking is something that I need for me. I know that I naturally give love out freely to others, but my soulmate will provide the love back for me in a way that many others can't. My soulmate understands me and is there for support when I need him. I have found a love unlike any other where my soulmate is someone who inspires me and promotes my creativity. I feel open to be my true self around him. I am so content. So that's actually a big one for me personally, is to be in relationships with people who value me for me and who accept me as my fullest self. And around this time that I wrote these, I was still dating, I was still, meeting guys at bars and stuff like that. And what would happen is I would be attracted to that kind of like cocky type of guy who would actually be a little bit more on the narcissistic side and wouldn't let me share my thoughts. Like they would be very like, I am just so important. And for some reason, like I just had this weird thing with guys like that until a year and a half after I wrote that. I had like just a series of them one after another, and I decided I am done. And so that brings me to, I wrote them down, to my second step, which is don't settle, which is so, so, so important. When you know what you really want and you see red flags in someone, or they don't even have like two of the things that you put on your list, they're probably not the one. And if you allow yourself to get swayed by them and you end up staying in this relationship, it's only going to delay you and drain you of your energy potentially, which is what was happening to me time and time again. Just meeting the same type of guy, getting in a relationship or dating them for a while, and then realizing at the end, like, this is so not what I deserve. Like, this is so less than what I deserve, and I know what I want. And so once I said, no, I am going to be alone until I find him, this was the key piece, because that's when I started really working on my self-love and essentially integrating my own shadow, because my shadow was the one that had been leading me to these men because they were powerful or popular or stylish or successful or whatever it was, but it wasn't based in what I actually wanted in a partner. Like nowhere in that list did I say, this guy has to be a millionaire. Like, no, like that's extra, obviously, but first and foremost, he has to treat me right. He has to be willing to get to know me. He has to respect me. And these are things that are important to me. And I feel that these are important to every woman and every man too. Like they're not just obviously tied to one gender. It's just, these are natural things that we deserve as humans in relationships. We deserve someone that's going to see us for who we are. So do not settle. And that third piece of self-love is super healing, because then you really start to get to know your own energy and you become comfortable being by yourself. Maybe it takes you a year, maybe it takes you 5 years, maybe it takes your entire lifetime. And that in itself is a key that maybe this lifetime is not meant for you to meet your king. And that's actually a really tricky one to get through, because by becoming whole on your own and allowing yourself to really like love yourself so deeply that you're going to go out there, you're going to create your life for the best, you're going to share your creative energy, your creativity, you're going to go out there and make the best of it regardless of having a partner. And we see this so often, and I know I was this way, and I have so many friends that were this way and some that are still this way, is they feel like they can't start being happy or they can't start fully living their life until they meet that person. And so much pressure is placed on doing that one thing, which this obviously goes for anything in life. And I think it's just the way that the universe works. It's just one of those natural laws of like, when you feel like you don't have something and that's the thing that you're chasing, it's actually going to keep getting farther away from you, because you subconsciously are pushing it away by continuously telling yourself, I don't have this. And that's how manifestation works. So when you find that love for yourself, you never know. For me, it happened after 3 months. I decided this in January of 2019, and in April of 2019, I went on a trip with 2 of my coworkers, one of them which was a guy, who I began to see completely different on that trip, because I had already become full myself. And so I knew what I wanted, and I started seeing these things in one of my best friends, which is, really that blessing in disguise. And I'm just so grateful that it was someone that I had already developed that foundation with, and then could, elevate to that next level together. And I'm just so grateful. But before it happens, I would say step number 4 is going to be to just trust. Trust that it's going to come. Trust that you are whole on your own. Trust that you are receiving what is meant for you. Maybe you're meant to grow your career before you meet the love of your life. Maybe you're meant to, stumble and fall a few times, learn some lessons to really sharpen your own discernment, sharpen your own independence. Some people really need that extra independence. I've always been super independent, and of course once I was able to pull away from needing these relationships, then I was able to allow that to flow in. I'm going to use some tea tree oil and some lemongrass. Ooh, I was trying to only do 1 drop, but of course 2 drops came out. These are good for clearing the energy field as well, especially when you cover your nose and breathe them in. If you have some essential oils, feel free to join me. It's funny because the self-love piece and the trust piece really go hand in hand. The more that you love yourself, you trust the process, the more that you love yourself, you realize that there's really not anything else that you need. And you can always find that same kind of devotion in your friendships, in your platonic relationships that you are seeking in another being. And really, this is, now that I'm thinking about it out loud, like this is a big one for all of us, for anything that we want to do. Like where I'm at right now is I'm stepping into mastering my spiritual gifts. For so long, I doubted myself and I allowed other people's opinions to go above my own. And now I'm realizing, wow, it's not really about that. It's not really about chasing, this idea of like, I need to know everything. It's just about being content with where you are and trusting that you know enough in this moment. And by continuously practicing that, you are literally rewiring yourself to open up for those potential opportunities that will come your way. So I hope that you took something away from this. I hope you feel a little more at ease with the process, because it can feel so scary. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know who might hurt you. So really just come back to that space within. Do not settle for someone who's giving you red flags. Do not settle for someone who's only half of your list. And be open to be surprised along the way. Like my partner now has so much more than I ever even thought about putting on the list, and it's all things that I deep down really wanted. Like someone who is a great cook. Like my partner makes the best meals, and it feels so good to consume his food and know that he puts so much time and energy into it, and he gets so much joy from inside of himself. And that's something I didn't even know that I wanted, but now that I have it, I'm like, oh my gosh. So allow yourself to just be surprised. Continue going on your journey. Find more things to love about yourself. And the more you love yourself, the closer you get to loving and accepting and, just opening yourself up for whatever the universe wants to bring your way. Thank you for watching. And if you want to watch a few of my other videos, some will be linked somewhere here on the screen, just how YouTube does it. Let me know if you have any questions or any requests with any videos that you want me to share on, and I'm happy to do so. Take care.